What we do is we'll go into the, like for instance, like I would go into a home. And when I'm first getting to know the family, you're establishing a rapport with both the child and the family, and you're discussing what their everyday routine is. And then you're looking at the special needs that were identified by the individualized family service plan, and you're trying to plug those into the everyday routine. So for instance, let's say they have to go take Johnny up to the bus stop to get his brother off of the bus every day at 3 o'clock. So the therapist might decide, okay, now there's a good time that we can integrate in those skills that need to be honed a little bit better. And so we'll meet them there at 3 o'clock when they have to go up to the bus stop. And we'll start on transitioning. Let's say Johnny has a little bit of difficulty getting used to moving from playing to going up to the bus stop. So we'll give him a 10-minute heads up, and then a 3-minute heads up, and then we'll start going, let's go get your coat. And when we go get a coat, he can work on his fine motor skills by zipping up that coat. And then we'll say zip, so he's working on speech and language development. We go to the door, he needs to open the door, but we're not going to say that. We're going to wait and see if he's going to tell us open, because we want him to be able to say things more spontaneously. And if he doesn't, maybe we'll sign open for him. We get outside, we might walk a little bit on the pavement for a while, and then we go, oh, that's right, he needed to work a little bit on uneven pavement because he's learning to move his balance and shift his weight. So maybe we'll go up a little bit into the grass that's a little, little bit of a grassy knoll, and we'll work our way back down. And then we get up to the bus stop, and maybe one of his other goals is to be a little more social, and he needs to say hi to some of the other boys and girls that are standing up at the bus stop waiting for the brothers and sisters to get off. So it's a way to kind of work it into everyday routine. It's not therapists going in and going, 3 times a day you need to sit down and drill these little cards. It's really making it part of your everyday routine and making it easy as a parent to build that in. So it doesn't seem like another burden that you have to handle on your shoulders.
And it seems very all-inclusive, you try and help with everything.
Right.
All right. Well, is there anything else that, you'd like to talk about right now?
I think one of the things in our preschools is that they really have kind of a really fun day for the kids, but it's also academically based. I know some preschools, it's not so much academic, it leans more towards social. I think we're a really good balance about that. And Laura, I don't know if you...
Yes, for example, if we were working on the children recognizing their own names in print, we play a game and I put all their names on a chair, and it's like musical chairs, but no one is out. They just have to find their name. And then whenever the music stops, then I move the names around, and then they have to do it again. So it just is a fun way to help them recognize their own name, which is a skill that they need in preschool.
And we're very lucky to have groups that come in and work with our students. February was National Dental Month, so we had a group of dentists come in, or dental assistants come in, and teach the kids how to brush their teeth. And they had a lot of fun, but I'm sure that night the parents were really surprised that the children actually wanted to brush their teeth.
Yes. And they still talk about it.
Right, and they still talk about it. So I know they've had, Dr. Seuss come in.
We had a storyteller from the Children's Museum come in. She was very animated, blinking lights on her body. It was very cool. They loved it. So they have lots of people that come in from the community and just special events that make it a lot more fun.
Sounds like a great place to go to preschool.
Yeah, we really try to take the kids from point A to point B and really involve them in the different programs as much as possible. So I think another thing is like Kim talked about, we try to be as supportive of the parents as we can, especially in these past couple of years with the economic downturn. We've really needed our social workers more than ever. So we're really there to support the child as part of the bigger family, which I think makes us really unique. And we also give very individualized care. I know, Kim, you both probably know that more than anybody, because they work directly with the kids. They have the hard job. So I think that's something our staff does really well.
All right. Well, talking about the kids, I know you have some pictures that you wanted to share with everyone.
Sure.
So if we can get those up, we'll go through them and see what all those pictures are about, and you can give us a brief little glimpse into...
Sure. We actually, we're lucky enough to have a photographer, and these are just general pictures of some of our kids.
So I see this little boy we're looking at now.
Yes.
Happy to be there.
Yeah. So these are just all of the kids you're going to see are just in our various preschools or programs. We do have a professional photographer who lends his services to us so we can get these great pictures. But as you can see, you know, the kids have a lot of fun, and I'm sure on the program side, it's just fun getting to know faces like this.
Yes. For instance, they're showing there's a gross motor room in several of the centers, so you can really, the kids can go and they have like an indoor playground. It's a mini playground where they can climb stairs, they can climb up ladders, they can slide down. There's balance beams, there's therapy balls, there's swings. So it really is addressing all the different areas those children need to have addressed, but in a fun way and in a very natural like environment that they would be exposed to on a daily basis.
Now that is just one of the happiest preschoolers I think I've ever
Yeah.
seen.
It's like he's going to burst.
Yeah, he actually came from our Kennedy Township school, so if that's any proof that it's a good program, I think that kid right there represents it. But I think all of the kids really have a good experience, and we try to let them obviously be kids and then teach them something along the way as well. So
dress up here?
Yes.
Is that yes?
all the fun stuff's still part of their day. But like I said, they learn as well. So
And there's little target areas that they can rotate around to too. There's a dress-up area. There's dramatic play areas where they can do the kitchen thing, block areas, book areas,
Farm areas.
farm areas.
And,
yeah, and again, our staff just really makes the difference. And like Kim said, some of them entered early intervention as parents of children with some delays. But it's so special for them, and it's a special bond that our staff has with our children, and the therapists, the teachers, everyone involved in the organization is really passionate about it because it is it's a good mission, and we say, you know, we believe in the possibility of every children of all abilities. So despite any developmental challenges, economic challenges, we're willing to work with that child to help them to reach their full potential. She's sweet.
She's sweet too.
I am just loving all the hats
Yes.
that are up there.
You can just see the personalities.
Every one of these children just seems like happy to be there and having a good time. And you even got to see the blocks in the one picture, which was, you know, nice. You got to see all the different learning tools that were around them.
And we, you know, I know this child in particular, he's one of a set of quadruplets. So we see that some in the early intervention piece, twins, triplets, quadruplets. So I think you've seen it all, Kim, right?
Pretty much, and many of which have been premature due to the multiple births, but they really thrive. They do great, and they respond so well to the early intervention. You really see the impact. Recently, I was walking through the mall and ran into one of my parents, and they were like, you know, my daughter's therapist? And I'm looking at the child, and I'm thinking, she's 13. I freeze them in time. I can't even believe, and certainly it was. And this was a child that had a special tube in her tummy, and she wasn't eating at that time. She had a tracheostomy. She wasn't able to eat very well. She wasn't able to talk very well. And here's this child chatting up a storm, and the mom saying, I can't get her to shut up anymore. You know, she's like, she's talking all the time now. And now she eats table foods. Not great, but she's eating table food. So they were like, we don't know where we would have been if it weren't for early intervention. And just starting out, knowing that there was some place to go was such a comfort.
What is so great to hear those success stories. And I want to thank you ladies so much for coming out. It was wonderful hearing all about what you do. And I'd like to thank the viewers again for watching.